I never expected that smiling could be a test. The moment the beautiful girl smiled in front of the mirror, a golden star appeared above her head. She had passed with a perfect score. I had no idea what was happening, but there was one terrifying rule in this place. Any student who failed 3 times would be transformed into an animal. That meant I had no choice but to try. I forced a smile. Instantly, black smoke rose above my head, and a giant glowing F appeared in the air. I failed, just because I couldn't smile properly. Then things got even stranger. My friend Greg failed too, simply because he had cut his finger. At that moment, I started questioning whether the school for good was actually good at all. The next class was survival training in an enchanted forest. Their professor, who looked more like a living tree spirit than a teacher, pointed at a field of beautiful purple flowers. He warned us that those innocent-looking flowers were actually deadly man-eating plants. Then he pointed to harmless-looking badgers. According to him, they turned into ruthless killers after dark. His lesson was simple. True goodness knows how to wear the perfect disguise. Then disaster struck. Greg accidentally wandered into the flowers. Panicked, he started running, but he had already failed 2 subjects. One more failure meant punishment. I tried to stop him, but suddenly a violent storm surrounded him. I could only watch helplessly as he screamed in pain and vanished to the sky. That was the moment I stopped believing this was the school for good. It felt more like the school for evil soon. Our 3rd class began. The professor introduced magical wishing fish that could reveal desires and possible futures. The other girls were excited. I wasn't. I only wanted one answer. What had they turned Greg into? In fact, I had started wondering if these wishing fish were actually former students who had failed before. One girl touched the water and saw her future true love. Another pushed her aside, reached into the lake, and saw her future partner too. The professor was thrilled. Then she called on me. If any wish was possible, maybe I could break this curse. I stepped forward and placed my hand in the water. I wished for hope for all of us. Suddenly, the lake exploded into a violent whirlpool. Everyone froze. A swarm of fish wrapped around my arm and began pulling themselves together. More and more fish joined until they formed the shape of a human girl on the shore. And then the shocking truth was revealed. She really had been a student, one who had been cursed and trapped inside that lake for the last 100 years.